everybody, welcome to Agile Parent Entrepreneur. Today we've got a co-host, Jenna. And hi, Jenna. Hi, Jenna. I'm going to introduce Jenna first. She is a marketing consultant and small business owner. She helps female entrepreneurs with their social media and business consulting. But she's also a huge community builder for women-owned businesses. And that's why we're bringing her here, because she's also a mother of 2 children. So I think it will be really interesting to hear Jenna talk to Erica Diamond, and then let's share the experience about mom entrepreneurs and pick Erica Diamond's brain, how she's been able to accomplish all the stuff she's done so far. Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
Hi. Why don't you share with us what you've been doing so far? Or
I have some really exciting clients. I'm doing some branding and launching a gender fluid, sustainable fashion line for children, which is really exciting. I also own a music studio in Fort Collins, Colorado. We do video production, which is always fun, getting to work with artists and musicians. And then I run what's called the Mom Owned Business Association and advocate and support women-owned businesses who also are moms, which is a very niche industry. And moms in business really need a lot more support than the average business owner. So that's my job, is to provide that advocacy. So I'm really excited to ask you questions about Hadry, Erica, and I'm looking forward to this.
Erica, she is an award-winning author and entrepreneur. She's also a media personnel. She's recently launched her own accessory line called Hadry, and plus she's the mother of 2 boys. And I've got 2 boys myself, and I don't know how she's accomplished all these stuff. So Erica, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, why don't you share with us your entrepreneurial journey first, and how you started and how you got to today?
How much time do you have? I've had a rocky road along the way.
Oh, I wish I can talk to you for a long time, because I know you've accomplished so much. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time on my story, but my entrepreneurial journey really goes back to when I was 24, and I bombed my GMATs. My plan was to go to MBA school and to eventually become an entrepreneur, but I was looking to do my MBA, and the great job came, MBA school didn't. I flunked my GMATs and found myself really at a crossroads and trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. And I said, this must be a sign that I am not meant to go to MBA school. I was living at home at 24 years old with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I had saved up some money and had this entrepreneurial itch to get moving, and said, this is kind of like the sign for me to do it now. And I cashed out $5,000 worth of savings, and I put $2,500 to a website and $2,500 in samples and business cards and a plane ticket to the New York Gift Show. I kind of fudged my way into the show with like a business card that really didn't, I think I made it up myself, because I wasn't even really in business. I was just looking to start my business, and really came back from the gift show and said, you know what, I have a knack and a passion for purchasing and trends. I'm going to start a promotional products and corporate gift online business. So I registered my company in August of '99 for $37 and never looked back, and just started this business, and it grew and grew and grew. We were really kind of, I guess, pioneers at the time for, having an online, such an online presence. It was called uniquecorpgifts.com. And then the business was growing. I'd won, some wonderful awards along the way. We were doing great. And then I got pregnant with my first son, and I was not forecasting how difficult it would be to juggle your own business and a baby at home. And at the time in Canada, actually Montreal, there was no mat leave for entrepreneurs at the time. So I was literally, I remember I pushed out my baby on a Monday, and on Wednesday, it was our commission. I was the one who did the commissions for our salespeople and calculated and all that. And my salespeople had to be fed. So I was in the office 48 hours later. Yeah, back in the office. And so, I had continued to struggle in that role. And in 2006, I got, as they say, an opportunity, an offer I couldn't refuse. And Canada's largest chain of retail bags was courting me to purchase my business. And I was pregnant with my second son at this time. And I said, you know what, that's another sign that entrepreneurs always stay entrepreneurial. We just have our times and our moments. And so I looked at that this must be the sign. I'm going to sell my company. And at that time I was close to burnout, and I was like, I just want to stay home and be a mom, because really I had not had that good time at home with my first son, because there was no mat leave. And I was really, I gave him so much of my time, but I was really struggling managing my employees, and I didn't want to miss time with my son. So I took this as an opportunity to seize it, sell my company, and I just wanted to stay home and really do nothing. And that was just not do nothing. I wanted to be a mom. I had my big son who was in preschool. I just wanted to stay home and do mom and tot groups and really be a mom. I felt I didn't get those years back. So then fast forward to 2009, my kids were already in preschool and I think kindergarten at the time. And I said, you know what, I have a little bit of time on my hands. My husband said, come work for me. I said, never. That will not make a good recipe for us. And I'd always loved to write, but I was really stuck and on the fence with what I wanted to do in 2009. I knew I really didn't want to get a full-time job working for someone else. I am entrepreneurial. I wanted to work for myself. I had a ladies' luncheon and I met this cool girl and I said, what do you do? She said, I'm a blogger. I said, well, what's a blogger? She says, well, I write about my life. I'm like, well, my life is not nearly interesting or exciting enough for anyone to want to read about. But what I loved was the platform to make a difference. I had still been mentoring women in startup, as I had been doing since I was 25 years old. And I'm like, wow, imagine, I'm going to do that. I'm going to write a blog. And I'm going to document my journey of getting off the fence. I'm going to call it womenonthefence.com. And we are going to take the leap together off the fence. And we're going to be inspired by each other. And I'm going to get, trailblazing women and celebrity women and women who are juggling, career, marriage, motherhood, womanhood. And we are going to draw inspiration from each other. And we're going to take the leap together off the fence. And I had celebrity mommies who started taking notice, early on. They were reading the articles. We had some great content and they were sharing it. And so it was catching on. And from there, I got an offer to write a book and then, become more of a speaker. I certified my life coaching and business coaching practice, then became the parenting and lifestyle correspondent on Global TV, almost 3 years now, every Wednesday morning. And then took my third dive into entrepreneurship. We just launched 2 weeks ago, Hadri, which is another funny story how that came to be. And that's kind of like, it's just a random beach fashion accessory, which is one of those ideas like Spanx. Like, how come no one thought of cutting off pantyhose before? This is like, how come no one thought of a glamorous shower cap for the beach? But it is a beautiful headscarf with our HumiLock technology to lock the humidity out of your hair, UV, keep your hair dry, protect your highlights, splash around in the pool, look glam and fab, and have an actual a real purpose on your head to look great and to spare your hair. So we just launched our online store. We're at hadri.co. We're getting some great feedback and great reviews, and looking to get into retail stores now. It's so interesting to be such a seasoned entrepreneur and a rookie entrepreneur at the same time. So that's kind of what's brought me to today.
Was it difficult for you to start being the blogger and to stand out? Because you've won some great awards, both being a blogger and both being an entrepreneur. How do you get noticed and get those awards?
So I think when I went into my blog, I looked at my blog as a business. And so I think that bloggers have to know, am I writing this? Is this my hobby? I'm just going to stay busy for a few hours and have my friends and family read my documented journey? Or is this going to be my business? Because if it's going to be my business, it's going to be you're going to take a different approach. So I had always mentored. Don't forget, I was an entrepreneur first. And to this day, my writing, I still say I'm not a good writer. What I think resonated for the women is not my writing, not that I'm such a talented writer or blogger, but it was the ideas. And it was my entrepreneurial, savvy or tips or strategies as a coach first. And being an honest person and saying, hey, I may be a certified coach, but I don't have all the answers. And coming from a more, approach of more, I think, integrity and honesty. Wow. So I always looked at my blog as a business, and I looked at my coaching practice as a business. And so I was more aggressive in my approach to get my coaching practice out there. So I took it seriously, and you've got to have discipline, especially when working from home. So I think you really have to know what your intentions are right from the start. Am I writing a blog just to stay busy as my kids are in diapers and I want, or do I really want to build a coaching practice? And then so thinking, do I want to get certified? I mean, there's ways to get certified online. There's other, there's coaching academies where you can certify and get guidance from them as to how to market your coaching practice. So it's kind of like, for me, one thing fed the other. So when I was out there speaking on either work-life balance or entrepreneurship tips or my book, that brought in clients for my coaching practice. So you have to be ready to really put yourself out there and work really hard. I mean, when my kids go to bed, often I'm writing, I'm working, I'm preparing a speech for a talk. Tomorrow night, I'm interviewing a very savvy entrepreneur, and she's speaking to us, and I'm doing the Q&A. I've got to prepare my questions. So, it's a myth to think that bloggers, there's no overnight success. And my blog, my monetization from Glam Media is just a very small portion. My page views is not what feeds me. I work hard to get sponsorships and endorsement deals and corporate sponsors. Yeah. It's a very big wheel to feed. Mm-hmm. And it's the illusion that it just happens overnight and it happens easily. I have contracts that expire, and I'm constantly looking for my new sponsor. It's not easy, but I love it. And I love that the freedom and the flexibility that it affords me to live as a mother. And it allowed me again to dive for my third time into entrepreneurship. So I've been working on that patented invention for 2 years. It's taken me 2 years to launch. So whoever thinks that like they're just going to become certified and just going to build a coaching practice and just going to start a blog, it can definitely happen, but it didn't happen that way for me. I've been doing this for 6 years, and I don't think I made it practically $1 for the first 2 years.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about Hadry, because you seem really passionate about Hadry right now. Start from the beginning. I'm sure it's almost like your baby right now, probably. It
totally is. It's like I pushed it out of the womb, and now it's just 2 weeks old.
Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning, how you got the idea and the development process. We'd love to hear that.
Sure. So 2 summers ago, I was at by the pool. It was a sunny day. I was with my kids, and I was at a golf course, and there was a young mother who had just had her hair blown out for a wedding that evening. She had just gone to the hair salon, but her little baby wanted to swim in the pool. So she put a shower cap on from the locker room, like those ugly, clear plastic shower caps in the pool. And she was splashing around with her baby, and she felt so great and comfortable because she knew that her hair would be protected because she was in a shower cap. So I took to Twitter, and I wrote on Twitter, "Young mom in a pool in a shower cap. Don't laugh. Good idea." To which my girlfriend in Los Angeles tweeted back, "Don't laugh. If there was something stylish out there, I would totally wear it." And that was the birth of the Hadry, which is, as I said about Spanx, no more than just to glorify. Like I said, really all she did was cut off a pair of pantyhose, but market it well and fill a need or a niche that, all women want to look great in a pair of white pants, right? Yeah. So I said, you know what? There's lots of women who take really good care of their hair. They spend a lot of money on their hair. They want to, they blow it out, they dye it, and they want to splash around, and they want to go in the water. It was kind of like, you see all these young moms in the pool in like high buns. We're all in high buns to kind of protect our hair. So I was like, wow, imagine there was something where you can go, big sunglasses, nice cover up, like a really nice beach fashion accessory that was more than just a beach fashion accessory. There's actually a technology that, locked out the humidity and protected my dye job from the UV rays and kept it dry. And, that was the perfect marriage of glam and functionality. So it was really 2 years. This is a patent pending product. And it was really a matter of not wanting to compromise style for function. So we would get the chlorine testing done and all that tested out. But then it was too bulky, and so it didn't look stylish. And then we'd have to make it stylish, and then it was because really, the inside layer almost does look like a silk shower cap inside with our technology. So you need a nice snug fit on your head so you can tuck your hair in. So we have 2 styles. We have the Hadry bun, which gives you the sleek look of a beach bun, a nice beach bun look. And we've got the Hadry scarf where you can tuck your hair in and tie a knot or leave your hair half out. And there's all, it shows on our website all different ways to wear your Hadry. We have 2 styles, and we have a 3rd style in development now, which is our reversible Hadry, which is one side patterned and one side solid. And we're looking to, the next hottest beach fashion trend to look great and actually serve a function for your hair.
Well, that's awesome. Like in terms of development process, was it difficult to get sourcing? Because I'm sure it's not something that you've done before, or was it, where is it manufactured at?
Right. It's manufactured right in Canada, and we're shipping it right out of LA in Canada. We're shipping in Canada and the US right now.
Okay.
And I got this idea to a wonderful company who was already doing, private labeling and already had the retail connections. So I figured they would be the perfect person to bring my little seed, my little vision to life. So they made it, and I work with their design team on patterns and fit. And we've launched our online stores is open. So if you go to hadry.co, you can shop the collection, but people are telling us they want to try it on, because it's such a trend. They want to see what it looks like on them, which pattern looks good, do they look good in the bun? So we are in the process of targeting retailers, everyone from cruise ships to blow bars to the high-end retailers. Really.
Well, we've already got some positive feedback from our participants on the chat room. I think it's Jay-Z Social Entertainment. She's already saying she loves it, so I'm sure she would love to try it as well.
So much. I appreciate that. Like I said, we're such a work in progress, and any feedback she has, we're open. We're navigating it along the way. So, as we're hearing feedback for the product to be tweaked, I mean, we did focus groups really in order to nail the product. We've done a lot of research, but we are just, we're new and we're learning as we go as well. And so we're open. I thank you for loving it, but if you have feedback or ways to improve it, then don't be shy.
Okay, well, think about it. Yeah, we'll definitely.
If you think that we should have zebra print, or, we already have polka dots, but coral, whatever, we want to hear also what you love and what fabrics and patterns you love.
Well, Jenna, what do you think? I mean, you're in marketing, and I know that you're doing some of the clothing line. Do you have any feedback for Erica? Yeah, creative ideas.
Actually, the first thing I thought of when I saw Hadry was this. I have pink in my hair, and I could not go swimming with my kids this summer. So they had all their fun with Daddy. Had I had this, I know. Had I had this, I would have been in the water with them, not freaking out that I was going to leave the pool pink with hair dye. So kudos to you for such an awesome idea. And then, of course, I said, where's the solid black one for us, born and raised New Yorkers who even in Colorado wear black all the time.
I'm writing that down. Where's my pen? I'm writing that down. You're not the first person. They said just a black solid with your gold, your gold HD is elegant for us.
That's exactly. I was thinking maybe even a gold or silver trim just on the bottom, but solid black.
Nice. Solid Hadry on the list, Jenna. We're working on it now because of you.
Awesome. And then the third thing that came to mind with Hadry is, it's fun, it's cute, it's stylish, but what also Hadry could be is incredibly fashionable headwear for people suffering from hair loss or cancer.
I know, alopecia cancer. I know. Yeah, I agree.
I thought of that right away. My mother-in-law had breast cancer a couple of years back, and a couple other contacts that I have family members suffering with hair loss, whether it's genetics or a disease like cancer. And all they want to do is still match their, beautiful clothing that they have in their closets, but, as a headpiece. So that's where I really think the solid colors would fit in really well.
Thank you for that feedback. That's a great. We have been told that it's wonderful. We're visiting a retailer next week, and she said, I had breast cancer, and I know that when I had breast cancer and I lost my hair, I would have loved to have had such a beautiful scarf, to wear by the water. As well, people said also as well the Hasidic community, the Jewish community, who also cover their hair. Now they have a water, they have a water resistant system for for them to cover their hair. So there's these are all opportunities that we're exploring. Like I said, we're 2 weeks old. We're so young.
I really see so much potential with Hadry. Just based on your lookbook alone, my biggest question for you is, how involved were you in the lookbook? Did you put together the fashion that went with the headpieces?
Right. So sure. So we worked with the design team to choose our patterns, and we were a great team, because I'm like, guys, you have your pulse on the fabrics, and what works. So she's like, we need a polka dot. We need an animal print. I'm like, a polka dot? You think people? She's like, yes, we need so we were such a great, I think we were a great collaborative team where I really let them drive me. And then at the same time, they're like, let's explore the patterns. I mean, they have so many different patterns. So like, let's see what excites you. This is your collection. So I think it was kind of really a collaborative effort to get our final patterns. And then of course there's the bun and the scarf. And then we had our Hadri models for our commercial. And so our stylist was really our commercial stylist was really the visionary in pairing. Another cute thing that you may be interested in knowing is we scrapped our entire lookbook, our entire looks the day before our video shoot. We had about 8 different looks, like just different vibes because we want women to know that regardless of your age, we have patterns for all ages. It's like a 25-year-old millennial girl all the way up to my mom who's 65 who can wear a more conservative pattern, who wants to keep her hair dry and maybe do aqua fitness with it, right? So we were going to show all these, trying to represent these different age groups and different trends and styles. And she says, and then our videographer, Alex, she's so brilliant. You know what? No styles. I want the Hadri to be the main focus piece. I want all the girls in black bathing suits. So some will be black bikini, I want everything, all bathing suit wear to be neutral, and then style up the Hadri with the accessories. But I want all black bathing suits. And this was, I think, 24, 48 hours before we had kind of like cool, all different looks and lookbooks for the video and for the website. And she says, no, I want the star to be Hadri. I don't want the star to be the different looks. So we went to all black bathing suits. And so it was, again, a collaborative effect between our the videographer and our stylist and myself and my partner and all of us saying, do we feel okay? We're going to let the Hadris be the star, all black bathing suits. So that's how the lookbook came to be.
Even the jewelry, though, in the video and in the lookbooks is beautiful. I mean, everything just coordinated so well. And, as a person who literally wears all black 7 days a week, probably, I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was great. And, yeah, you did definitely see the patterns on the Hadri, clear and crisp and just very trendy, and just really reminded me of my history and working in New York Fashion Week, quite honestly. In 2004, I specifically remember Vera Bradley models having had dresses on. Obviously not with UV protection and waterproofing, I'm sure, but it just kind of brought me back to that because the designs are really, really stylish and on trend.
Oh, thank you. Well, like I said, the feedback we are getting from our store, which I think we're going to be actually redoing, is not everyone is clear when they see the pattern. Our whole vision was build your own Hadri. So choose your pattern, choose your style, bun or scarf, choose your size, large, extra large, check out, right? But people we're getting the feedback that they don't understand that the square is actually the Hadri. It made sense to me, but it's not making sense to everyone. So what I think we're going to do, people are just asking how to purchase it and they don't understand. So I think we're going to be taking photos on our head mannequins, just on a head mannequin with our 2 styles, our patterns, like the polka dot bun and the polka dot scarf on just a head mannequin. Again, it's a completely new product. So we're learning as we go too, which is interesting.
Another recommendation would definitely be to have a tutorial for the different ways you can tie it.
Right. So we have that. It's on it's actually in our FAQ, which is what are the ways to wear a Hadri? And every Hadri comes with 3 Hadri hair elastics.
Yes, I saw the paper. Yeah.
And the card that says ways to wear your Hadri. So the instructions come with the Hadri, different ways you can wear it.
Maybe on the website have a video tutorial though of somebody actually doing it.
Okay, we only have the visual. We only have the card, like the pictures, but that's very cool. I like that.
Well, let's talk about, you talk about your videographer and you've got a team, but a lot of female entrepreneurs, when we're starting our business, we don't have a team. And I'm sure at one point you started without having a team. So what's your recommendation?
This is a new team. This is not my usual. This is kind of like the Hadri team that we've built and my partner, who their whole team in place.
Yeah. So, and what would your recommendation? Yeah, what would be a recommendation for somebody, not having the team or just starting up and then with the kids at the same time, what was your experience trying to really build this baby as your career and at the same time raising your kids?
Right. So I that's a really challenging question. And I think that as a working mom and not even an entrepreneurial mom, I think we all suffer from mom guilt. I think it's just, it's that constant pull when we're working on our business. Okay, today we're having an amazing day at work and our company or our business is rocking, but my child is at home either with a grandmother or a babysitter and I missed this milestone or what. So there's that constant pull. So what I say is really try and work on mindfulness and be present. So when you're working, you should be at work and let the people who are caring for your kids to try not to have that pull. But what that means is that's the trade-off are long days. It's just, that's what it is sometimes. And sometimes we're moonlighting our startup to get from our job to where we want to be, which is our mompreneurial journey perhaps. And so what that looks like is I really try and unplug between the hours of 4 to 7 when my kids come home from school. There are times where people want, they're like, can we have a call at 4:30? And I really try and say, I'm sorry, but that you can understand as a mom who does a lot of, wears a lot of hats. I won't be the fair mother to my kids if I constantly, so it's about imposing good boundaries, being present where you are and putting strict boundaries around work life. So between 4 and 7, unless there's an emergency, I really try and be there for dinner, for homework, for everything. But that looks like sometimes after my kids go to sleep at 8:30, my son goes to sleep, sometimes I'm in bed with my laptop at night, just finishing up or preparing for the next day. It means being very efficient with my days. So my friends laugh at me. They're like, Erica, I don't remember the last time we had lunch. So I try and schedule. I always make time for my girlfriends. I'm a big believer in as a life coach. Social connection is a big fighter of depression. And so I really got to make time for your girlfriends. But sometimes lunch does look like, a quick bite at my desk to make the rest of my day happen. I make sure to work out 3 times a week, and that looks either like spin or yoga 3 to 4 times a week. And it doesn't have to be for me long periods of time. Sometimes a workout is 45 minutes, but it means that I worked hard. It really means maximizing your day and not dilly-dallying around. And that's not for everyone. Knowing that I think that entrepreneurship and this kind of like struggling to work as an entrepreneurial mom is not for everyone. It's okay to say, I need job stability and job security and that guaranteed paycheck, and I need those benefits, and I want to unplug at the end of the day when I leave my job at 5 or 5:30. I don't want to worry about the headaches, and I don't want to come home. And I think there's a lot to be said for that in keeping it real. I really think entrepreneurship is not for everyone. People think it's, so glamorous because, you make your own hours and you make your own money and entrepreneurship definitely allows you to create your own life and lifestyle and your own money. And that's why I'm doing it and I love it. But it's difficult and it's challenging, and some days are amazing. And at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, wow, it was great with the kids. I had a great day at work. And sometimes, someone sat after school, and so my business has to be put aside, and I did not get done that day when I hoped I was going to get done. I think that really you cannot define work-life balance on one specimen of time. I think that it has to be looked at over a longer period of time. You can't just look at one morning and say, well, I missed work because I went to my son's French play. I would not miss his French play. That's important to me. So work got a 0 that morning, but mommyhood got, a 10 on 10. So I don't think we can look at it over a small, I think it's got to be looked at over a span of time.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur as well, and mom entrepreneur. And then I definitely agree with you about the work-life balance and constantly having that guilt, right? But one question I have also is that I find as a mom entrepreneur, we work alone. We don't have colleagues. It's harder to find mentor. And unless you go out and do your happy hours, it's hard to have time to go for happy hours. How do you, when it's a tough day, it's not like the next person you see is going to be your kids. How do you decide, how do you motivate yourself and stay motivated? Do you have a trick or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as a blogger, to the blogger listeners, it can become very isolating. And I say, my husband, we're always laughing that he wants to stay home at night because he was in the office all day. And I'm like, let's have I talk about the importance of date night where we try, at least, once a week to have that, a grandparent or a neighbor to watch the kids or a babysitter so that we can get out. And I say everything stems from the couple. I sometimes say also to put your partner before your kids, because if the marriage is broken, then the family unit can't be sound. Mm-hmm. So it's our constant pull between, I'm like, I need to get out of the house because maybe that day I coached a bunch of clients via Skype, and I did writing at home and I didn't get out of my sweats that day because that's the way that day looked. So I'm like, I need out. So sometimes it's a matter of just asking my husband, saying, I know that you're tired or that you had a hard day, but can we maybe just grab a drink, grab dinner, put the kids to bed, hire a babysitter for 2 hours, or ask our, grandmother to come over for 2 hours. So it's about give and take. It's compromising. It's about pushing myself to get out of the house, knowing that sometimes I can be drowning in work. Now it's different with the Hadri. The last 2 weeks, I actually have an office. Normally I work from home if I'm not speaking or on TV, or, I coach right from my home office. Mm-hmm. So that's been interesting because now I have an office to go to, so I'm juggling that role as well. But I push myself. I realize the importance. I know when it's too quiet and I'm too in my own little isolated bubble, I know when to push myself to have social connection with my girlfriends or to go out with my husband. I feel it. I know myself, and I'm very good at listening. And that also means I go to bed most nights. I'm like by 9:40, I'm so tired. By 9:45, I'm falling asleep. Really.
Yeah. Do you have a long-term vision of where you want to be, or you just kind of, whenever opportunity comes, you just grab it, or you have a very clear vision of what you want to achieve or what you want your life to be like?
Well, I just want my life to be happy and healthy. And so really that's the truth. Yes, of course I have business projections and all that stuff, but no, I just, I know what I'm doing at the moment and I know what I'm working on. So now I'm working on growing Hadri into something that I think could be fruitful for myself, my family, for my partner. So I think that, my goal is just for everyone that I love, my family and friends, to, for us to be happy and thriving. And my business is always second to my family.
Awesome. It's so inspirational. Tell us, do you have any news about Hadri that you want to let us know? Christmas is coming up. It's a big Christmas season.
Yes. Well, I can tell you that if you check back at hadri.co, I know that we are going to be offering so next week is, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're going to be giving a discount. So if you go to Hadri next week, it will be discounted in our shop, so you can see it there. I don't want to share any news yet, but I am hoping that in the new year, that you'll be able to walk. I mean, my dream is to walk into a Nordstrom's or a Macy's or a Saks or a Barney's or a Bloomingdale's or a Kitson or a Scoop or any of these funky, fun retail outlets that you'll see it there. My dream is to, airport duty-free shops, cruise line hotels. I mean, in my mind, I see it everywhere. And when I went to the company that I decided to bring my idea to, I said, you're going to laugh, but I see gorgeous Brazilian, beautiful models walking down a catwalk for New York Fashion Week in the gorgeous Hadri patterns of the season, whether it's coral or camo. I'm like, I see these women strutting down a catwalk in the Hadri of the season. I think that there's a need for it. I'm like, I don't know how we're going to get there. I don't know how we get there. I can't tell you, but I see it. So, nothing that I want to share, just that my dream is people are really complaining that they're like, we love it. I don't know what looks good on me. I don't know what size I am because no one knows what this is. So there's a rush or there's a push now for us to make those retail connections. So our customers have a place. They don't have to be scared to purchase online. They can purchase online if they love to shop online, or they can go and they can buy it in a department store.
Yeah. Have you considered jumping on the subscription box bandwagon? And I know that there's lots of subscription boxes that, if you decide to keep it, obviously it's a purchase. Until then, it's a rental. That might be an interesting way for people to try it before retail.
Oh, I thought you meant subscription like for our email subscribers list.
Oh, for the Scar.
Sorry, can you explain that to me again?
Sure. So, Gwynnie B is one for plus size clothing. They also have some jewelry, watches, wallets even I've seen. And it's a very small fee by the month, maybe $10 to $15. And then if you decide to keep the scarf, if it's something that they love, then they're charged the full retail price minus what they've paid to try it out.
Oh, wow. I'm going to connect with you on that. That's cool.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's the on-trend fashion bandwagon of 2015. Everybody has a subscription box now. So.
I have a subscription box.
I love
myself.
them.
I have a subscription box myself. So,
okay, there you go. We're going to look into that.
all right. Well, I think I think that's pretty much we're towards the end of our interview. I've interviewed a lot of parent entrepreneurs, and it's always amazing and inspiring to see what so much passion you put into your business. And obviously, you're excited about your baby, and we're spending quite a bit of time talking about Hadri. And I wish you good luck, and we would love to be here to promote Hadri and. Let us know how your business is doing, and then
thank you. Like I said, it's an interesting call, because I feel like I've been on more the the expert or the seasoned entrepreneur, which I am, and this is so new. I'm laughing. I said that, like, woman who has no previous fashion experience is launching a fashion business. So that's funny. So as you saw, there was an idea that I didn't know. And that's how, and that's, again, that I think has been on brand for us, which has been the authenticity of Women on the Fence, which is, I don't like being preached to in an annoying, preachy way by some of the coaches out there. So I think that my realness was I think, and so as I think you saw today, I don't have all the answers either. I think that we're all just learning from each other. And that's why I love collaboration. And,
we are going to get you on the New York Fashion Week.
That was the vision. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to try.
I'll be the model.
You can wear one any day. My pleasure. Go for it. I love it.
Well, keep us posted. I think it's amazing. I think somebody mentioned that it would be great on New York Fashion Week. So anybody's got great ideas, let us know, because it is about collaboration.
We're going to try for Miami Swimwear Week in July and see what we can do there.
Awesome. Anybody, we're going to send out a message. Anybody's got connections with Miami fashion, let us know. Yes. And I'll be there for the model or something.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Anyway, that's a different topic. All right. Well, thank you very much, Erica. Thank you very, very much, Jenna. And keep us posted. And hopefully you'll have a chance to come out to our show next time. Again.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you again for having me. This was great. Thank you for all the good ideas for the rookie over here, the seasoned rookie. Thank you so much as well.
Happy holidays.
Bye.